Hi, welcome to our channel. I'm Kim McFarland, a licensed professional counselor and a national certified counselor from Michigan. Today we're going to be diving into an important concept and skill in dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT. So today we're talking about willingness. So whether you're new to DBT or you're looking to deepen your understanding, this video is going to help you grasp what willingness is and how it can transform your approach to challenges in life. So what is willingness? Well, willingness is about opening yourself up to new experiences, new emotions, new situations, even when they feel uncomfortable. Willingness is a concept in DBT that is meant to get you out of your comfort zone. It's meant to push you for growth. It's meant to push you toward those life worth living goals. It is meant to get you out of that comfort zone and experience life as it is happening in the moment. Willingness is the practice of accepting what is happening in the moment rather than fighting against it. Remember, we don't have to like things, we don't have to approve of things, we don't have to even agree with things that are happening around us in order for us to accept it. Willfulness, on the other hand, which is the opposite of willingness, is clinging to pain and suffering and refusing to accept what's going on. Is rigid, stubborn mindsets, right? So perhaps you can identify some of these times in your life, or maybe there's people around you that you can identify willfulness when it pops up. So this is where that mindset comes from when you are resisting change or you're resisting acceptance of reality as it is in the moment. So in DBT, willfulness is often viewed as an unhealthy coping mechanism that continually leads to suffering and emotional distress. So let me say that again. Willfulness is an unhealthy coping mechanism that leads to suffering and emotional distress. So what is willfulness? Resistance to reality, right? Willfulness is refusal to accept situations, emotions, or experiences as they are. This might mean that you're gonna maybe cling to some behaviors or wishes that you wish were true instead of really facing reality. You might deny some feelings that you're having, or you might avoid some difficult situations altogether. And willfulness brings emotional suffering with it, right? So by resisting what is happening, you may actually increase your emotional pain. So for example, fighting against feelings of anxiety often lead to heightened distress rather than alleviation, right? So your anxiety actually gets worse rather than going away. So inflexibility. Willfulness is characterized by a lack of flexibility in thinking. You might feel stuck in your perspectives and unwilling to consider other people's viewpoints. You might not be open to other solutions. So you might be very inflexible to making a change or to even acknowledging that you might need to change. What can be some impacts from willfulness? Well, willfulness can impact your relationships. So when we're acting willfully, we might struggle to communicate effectively. We might misinterpret somebody else's words, or we might actually lend something to a misunderstanding and increase the chances for conflict. Willfulness is also going to lead to an increased emotional dysregulation. So willfulness is going to make your feelings of anger and frustration and sadness much worse, much more overwhelming. And it's going to make it harder for you to manage your emotions in a very effective way. Willfulness is also going to stifle you from personal growth. So by resisting change, you might miss an opportunity to learn how to do something different and to learn how to maybe even heal from something a little bit different. Because you're so busy resisting this change, you're going to miss that opportunity for that personal growth. So what is willingness? Well, in DBT, willingness is a key skill. It encourages us to stop resisting reality as it is. This means we can engage with reality as it is. We don't have to like our circumstances. We don't have to approve of it, right? We don't have to say, yeah, okay, I can see this is what's happening and I agree with everything. Willingness is just simply stop resisting and start acknowledging, yeah, okay, there's things going on right now. Maybe I don't like them, but I can still acknowledging this is what's happening. So this means I'm choosing to accept reality as it is in that moment. So let's break down some key components of willingness. So number one is acceptance. So acceptance doesn't mean approval. It means recognizing the situation for what it is, right? So if you're feeling anxious about a situation, instead of pushing that feeling away, acknowledge the anxiety, right? Lean into the anxiety and notice that it's there. Willingness is rooted in mindfulness. It's about being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. So willingness is also about a commitment to action. When you're willing and committed to taking a step forward, even if those steps are small, that's wonderful, right? Because this might mean this small step is going to change how you do something down the road in the future in a much bigger way. So maybe you have to start expressing yourself with a friend, right? Or tackling small little baby steps and figuring out how to be able to overcome that willfulness of wanting things your way all the time, or feeling like things need to be done your way all the time, right? So baby steps with willingness. Now let's talk about why willingness is so crucial. When we practice willingness, we are actually reducing our suffering. By accepting what we can't change, we're going to free ourselves from burden. We're going to free ourselves from resistance. And where this is going to allow us to have more emotional resilience and help us build healthier relationships. So willingness can be applied in various situations. So from managing intense emotions to facing fears, here are some quick tips to cultivate willingness in your life. So practice mindful breathing. Take a few breaths. Take a few breaths while you focus on the moment. This can help ground you. Identify what are you resisting. Asking yourself, why am I fighting reality right now? What is it that I'm resisting? And then choosing one small action that demonstrates your willingness, whether it's reaching out to a friend, whether it's trying something new, whether it's just simply acknowledging I am doing a new skill and I'm open to this skill, right? Just choose one small action that demonstrates willingness. And remember, developing willingness is a journey. This is a skill that sounds really easy to use. However, it's very, very hard to do. When you shift from willfulness to willingness, celebrate your progress, no matter how small, right? It's very important to do that. So DBT encourages this shift from willfulness to willingness all the time, because we want you to acknowledge that you're being willful, and awareness is the first step to change, right? Recognizing that existence, that's that baby step, right? Acknowledging I am resisting reality as it is right now. I am going to become aware that I am resisting, and that's my first step to change. So practicing acceptance. Accept situations as they are, no matter how uncomfortable they are. And they're going to be uncomfortable. This doesn't mean you have to like them again, right? This doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. This doesn't mean you have to support it. You have to pull it up a chair and have a party with it. This just means you're acknowledging reality as it is without being resistant and being open to change. Being willing to engage with your emotions and engage with those emotional experiences rather than avoiding them, right? Again, that's going to lead to your emotional resilience. And that's what we want. We want that emotional resilience. So understanding willfulness and willingness is very crucial for personal development and emotional well-being. By being able to recognize and reduce your willfulness, you can improve your mental health, you can improve your relationships, you can be much more flexible with your approach to life, you can be much more effective at reaching your life worth living goals, and you can be much more effective at using other DBT skills, because willfulness is paving the way for those other skills to come behind it, because you have to be willing to use those other skills. You have to be willing to try something new. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on DBT and mental health. So remember, embracing willingness can lead to a more fulfilling and connected life. See you next time.